What's up, everyone? Welcome to the inaugural episode of A Space for You. We have a very special guest in the space today. My friend, family, Mr. Jarred McGriff. He is an award-winning director, producer, entrepreneur, and the owner and founder of L2C Creative Studios. Jarred, thank you for being in the space with me today.
Nina, thank you for having me. It's cozy. It's cozy in the space. I feel good. I
feel
good.
Feeling like Beyonce, feeling cozy, comfortable.
Cozy.
Yeah. Matt, they get smarter. But Jarred, tell me, what space are you in today? How you feeling, or overall in this season of your life? What space are you in?
Oh man, this season's an interesting one. I'm feeling good overall. I think the word that's kind of been seeping into my spirit has just been like grateful. I'm just super grateful for where I'm at. I'm super grateful for the opportunities I've had. I'm super grateful for the doors that have been open, the doors that have been shut. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of in a season of gratefulness. I feel like there's a little bit of a transition on the way for me. So okay. I'm just kind of enjoying the moments that I have now while I have them.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about this transition if you want to. You talking like career-wise? Are we moving cities? Like,
all the above. I don't think I'm moving career-wise just yet. At least not out of entertainment industry altogether. Regularly, I shift my roles in entertainment. So I kind of came in doing a lot of just like videography work. And then I switched over and I was an editor for a while. And then I moved over to cam opping. Now I'm a DP, and now I'm transitioning more into directing and executive producing more as well. So I'm always shifting things up every couple of years. I can't stay still.
That's what's up. I feel that. I feel like I'm gonna need to get my glossary out. Even though like I work in this industry, I'm like with a DP and like all these roles. Like, you have done the gamut of things.
Yeah, I like to stay busy. And I'm one of those that like really took the, what is it? A master of a jack of all trades is a master of none. Mm-hmm. Like I took it as a personal challenge. Like, I'm gonna master each of these trades. And so, yeah, I'm kind of like trying to get my infinity stones in production.
Okay. We see you, Thanos. Let's go.
Just a little snap. Just want to be able to snap and make things happen.
I love it. So for those who don't know, Jarred and I had fairly similar upbringings. Like we grew up in Franklin, went to Franklin High. He's an old man, so he's a couple classes ahead of me, but same venue, mm-hmm. First Baptist, I believe you went to.
You know what? I didn't go to First Baptist. Okay. But I was involved with First Baptist. First Baptist is one of the town me and Nina are both from. Shout out to Franklin. Was one of the big churches kind of in the town. Mm-hmm. And so I never went there for like Sunday service, but I was involved in like their after school program.
That's fine. Which was Jam.
Remember the name? Was it Jam?
Jam, yeah.
Yep, I was involved in that.
Junior dance and all that.
Good times. I was involved in AXO, and my, AXO district was like ran out of First Baptist. So yeah, it's they definitely got a role in the story.
Yeah, that's why I'm picturing there. Like as soon as it came out my mouth, I'm like, you know what? I should have fact checked that. Honestly,
no, you're good. First, listen. I was active in my home church was actually in Trenton, a church called Higher Ground. Shout out to Bishop Roosevelt Butler Jr. It was a small church.
All right.
But because it was all the way in Trenton and we lived, 45 minutes away from there, I definitely was active in the churches around. So First Baptist, Community Baptist, realized I was in a lot of Baptist churches. But yeah, I was always involved.
Yes. So I know like growing up in the church in Franklin, like, I'm sure there's been a lot of experiences, that have shaped you. And I feel like we have not caught up in a while. But like, mm-hmm. What have you learned about yourself since then? And, what experiences along the way have kind of shaped those lessons for you?
Man, I think being in entertainment with a very strong church background automatically kind of puts you at an intersection, right? Like automatically kind of puts you in a little bit of a quote unquote like conflict. because we're very much so like trained and raised up that we're, in the world and not of the world, right? And entertainment industry will automatically try to push the envelope of those boundaries. So I think the number one thing that I've learned more recently is A, God isn't everything. B, that just because it's not happening when you want it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And C, that and apologies if I'm taking this too churchy.
No, don't go there.
But see, I think the number one thing that like really released me from a lot was when I realized that like, all right, cool, if we're made in God's image and like God created everything, that means that like God's a creative. And I used to struggle so hard with thinking like, cool, like entertainment, creativity, all of that was like quote unquote kind of worldly versus like, all right, going to church, God being on the straight and narrow is very rigid. And so I used to think that being a creative, like you had to be in a kind of a box. But if we're made in God's image and God's a creative, that means each one of us are destined to be creative in anything that we do. So that was kind of like my big release where I was like, oh, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I've been kind of running with that.
I love that. God is a creative. You have like a new, if you want to start a t-shirt line or something, like you got it. You got it right there. I really love that. I think it's something that I've been learning to, like just in my own spiritual journey and growth, and how there's something like just very spiritual about the process of like seeing something in your mind that like no one else has, and like somehow drawing it out of you into like digital pixels or words, and like people actually like it and enjoy it and find it. And like there's something very, very spiritual about that. So I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's like you're literally manifesting. And I know manifesting has become like a key, like big word recently, but like as a quote unquote creative, like it's dope because you literally, outside of just manifesting and saying words and hoping that they come to fruition, like you literally can see something in your head and then you create it. You're manifesting whatever you see. And there's so much power in that. So yeah, it's dope. It's got to be spiritual.
It is. It is. Like, I know like when you're in like those late night or like early morning hours, like it just kind of be happening. That's how this kind of came about. So I'm in that. I feel it with you.
Listen, come on. It's already manifesting. We already here. See that? Come on, vision.
Come on. Don't start. I'm gonna save that for my praise for Palm Sunday.
Listen, I'll run around this apartment. Don't play with me.
I get up too fast. I might twist the ankle no more. I can't.
Sorry, my knees ain't the same either.
Yo, you heard me talking about physical therapy. I don't get down like I used to.
Sorry, I never got down.
That's funny. But I was listening to this interview that you did, I think about a year ago or so, where you talked about how you feel fortunate that you found your passion early on in life, which I'm grateful now, like when you will be, on the Oscar stage or something like that someday, I can say I was there when he did his first, what TV video or produced the track. Y'all didn't know Jarred used to be a rapper. He used to make music.
Oh, man. Oh, man. The way I try to kick that under the rug. Woo. You got that one.
It's scrubbed from the internet.
Ooh, man, the scrubbing that I did to put them tracks under the... Woo.
I'm gonna call Mr. Penix. You gotta have it somewhere. Mr. Penix.
Listen. I think I snuck into his office too and took those, but it's out there now. No.
That's right. I might edit this part out. I don't know.
No. You're good. This is hilarious. I'm all right with it. I want y'all to find it.
Yes, and $5 to the first person that can find.
Literally $5 to the first person that can find it for sure, and then $10 to delete it from wherever you found it.
Yes, Jarred, I'm telling you, used to make music. It was real back in the day. So I feel fortunate that I've been there since the beginning of the journey. But since you found that passion so early on in your life, tell me, like, what was that moment that you knew, like, okay, this is the one, like, this is it for me?
Man, that's an interesting question because I don't even know if I've sat back and thought about it. It's always felt so innate that or just embedded in me, better, like would be a better way to phrase it, that it's tough. The earliest memory that I have is back when I had to have been all of maybe probably like 10 or 12. And I remember it was believe it was like my aunt's wedding or somebody's birthday or something. Long story short, there was some family event and my grandmother gave me this like old school video camera and was like, just go out and shoot it. Didn't want to hire a videographer. So I was just like, just go ahead and get some footage. I was the techie grandkid. I was also the oldest grandkid on my dad's side of the family. So she was like, just go take this and run off with it. And I remember capturing it and being so enamored when back then we were like shooting straight to VHS. Mm-hmm. But being so enamored when I got to play it back. And I remember thinking like, oh man, how can I put like titles on this? Like, how can I like get like and I was like, maybe if I like get like a black chalkboard and write on it and then film the chalkboard, then give me like the opening like text on screen. I had no idea about editing. But even back then, and like I said, I had to have been probably like 10, 11. I was excited about video. Like I was excited about production, just being able to shoot something, capture it, and then give others an opportunity to relive it. That got me so excited. And it then, grew to not just being able to capture moments, but then being able to create moments. And that's where I think narrative filmmaking and even a lot of the interview stuff that I do now, it's more so than just like, I've moved away from event videography, but more so than just capturing what happened, but it's creating those new emotions and those new memories.
I love that. Shout out to Grandma for
Shout out to Grandma. Listen, I ain't really have a choice between Grandma throwing the camera at me. My dad was a photographer, and I think I shot my first wedding all of at like 14. Even way before we got into high school, before I was with Mr. Penix, and he actually showed me and gave me the tools to actually create videos. It was already there. So it's always been embedded, and I think that's just, once again, just a testimony to God just putting me on this track really early, and I'm grateful for it.
I love that. I think that's something in Black families. Like if you are like the oldest and like or youngest or like youngest in the family in age, and you can like even just change the batteries in the remote, like you are the techie in the family, and suddenly you are on every technology duty possible. So I've been there. I have shot weddings, like again, like before I even knew how to operate a camera, like because I taught at a camp, and like a parent found out that me and my sister could like mildly work a computer, and we're like,
that's all it takes. Like, you know how to move a mouse? Oh, you're hot. Oh, come on. Get over here, baby. Come over here. Come over here and do this thing for me.
Yes, come do this wedding. Come do grandma's 90th birthday party and all that stuff. Yep. And I'm like, but we were working back then. I feel like I don't even remember what tools we were using. Some very antiquated editing software, but we make it work.
Listen, you made it work. That's all that matters.
Yes. I love what you said though about like how your career has moved from like just capturing to like creating. So how do you, I guess, still find the passion in what you're doing? It sounds like moving from like just capturing moments to like creating your own is like kind of helping you sustain that.
Oh man, it's actually been tough, to be honest. And it stretches you a bit because when I first started transitioning away from videography, and it's funny now, if you call me a videographer, like I almost get offended. Shout out to the videographers out there. Listen, you guys do amazing things. It's just not what I want to do anymore. It stretches you because you when you're capturing things, there's a beautiful way to be able to capture what's in front of you. And that's its own skill. But it takes a whole extra mile to be able to think, all right, cool. This is how I want my audience to feel. And whenever I'm creating things, it's less about, all right, this is the story I want to tell. Yes, that's important as well. But I really go back to like, how do I want my viewer to feel? What do I want them to feel walking away from it? I did some reflection recently, and I was thinking about how back when I was a kid, like the best day of the week used to be Fridays, because that's when my family would all come together. We didn't eat dinner like all together that often. But on Fridays, we'd go to Blockbuster, rent like 2, 3 movies for the weekend. Me and my brothers would pick a film out, and we'd sit in front of the TV and watch the film. And I can't name not one single film that we watched together, but I can tell you exactly how I felt in that moment. And that's the type of like creating moments and memories that I want to do for somebody else.
I love that. I love that. So you took it back a little bit. The Blockbuster Fridays, Pizza Hut.
Blockbuster Fridays. Listen, before Redbox, before Netflix.
Come on.
Listen, there was Blockbuster.
Come on.
With a Blockbuster, you get the coupon from the Scholastic Book Fair, then you got a personal pizza from Pizza Hut. Yo. See, y'all don't know my testimony.
We are showing our age so bad.
Yo, so bad. Yep, you wanted to be a part of it. Now you here. Yep, you wanted to bring out my rap stuff. Yep, here we go.
Yes, I'm old. I'm approaching the hills of 30. So
child, a whole child. It's okay. It's fine.
You talked a little bit about like how it is difficult, to sustain that passion. And I think about you're in an industry in entertainment that just across the board is like hard, to crack into, but in particular as a Black person, as a Black man, I would imagine that through the waves of like layoffs and company shutdowns and, things like that, there's not a lot of certainty within the entertainment industry and the line of work that you're doing. So how do you what keeps you balanced? So how do you find your stability in the midst of that?
Faith is the guiding light in terms of almost everything that I do. And it makes it so easy once you really tap into it. The most struggle period of my life happened when I was working at a rental house in the city called, I won't name it. I was working at a rental house in the city. Nice. And, for those that don't know, a rental house is like where productions will go and rent cameras and gear that they need to, shoot or film whatever they're doing. Everything from events to movies and films that you would see rented from us. And it was a great learning opportunity, but I felt stagnant there, and I felt God tell me to leave. Cool, it's time. Once again, that transition period, it's time for you to shift out of this. And I was like, all right, cool. And it was easy for me to hear that and to move on it because I had just started my production company. I had just started, just brought on some new clients. I think we had I knew I was going to be good. I knew there was money on the way. It wasn't in my account yet, but I could see it coming down. So I was like, I know I'm gonna be all right. Cool. You know what? Don't even worry about it, y'all. I'm out. Long story short, those gigs went belly up. They didn't work out. The client ended up bailing out on me. And the income that I thought I was going to have, and honestly, the money that I spent because I knew it was going to come, didn't come, and those bills still did. And so this was back in 2016. And I went through probably about a 6 to 8 month period where it was rough. And I just kept thinking God, you told me to leave. You gave me the thumbs up, cool, it's time for you to shift out. And now I'm sitting here doing odds and end jobs. I'm Ubering. I was still living at home with my parents at the time, and they're looking at me crazy, you going to contribute to something. And so it was tough. But if I wouldn't have left when I did, and if I would have stayed at that job without making a story too long, I would have never ended up at BET. And because of the fact that I was willing to take whatever gig came my way, and I was willing to just work hard and jump on whatever, and I had so much free time that it, without me realizing, allowed me to hone in on my skill set. And I was just able to move in a way that I wasn't able to move when my attention was split. And two, it put me in rooms that I wouldn't have been in prior. And even though I wasn't necessarily paid to be in these rooms at the time, my name was in these rooms. And so when I got when I ended up literally stumbling into BET to meet with a friend. Shout out to Candace Grievous. Yeah, she definitely is a pivotal part of my story as well. But when I stumbled into BET and they asked me to do an edit test and just to see what I could do, everything that I had did over those 6 months actually like went and came into use and came right back. And I just realized like, oh snap, I know how to do all of this and I'm doing it in half the time they expect me to because I've been doing it for the last few months because that's all I've been focused on. And so I did an article about a year or two ago with Afrotech, where the headline was, I went from red in my bank account or something to like being at BET. And as crazy as it sounds, that's really what it was. Before I walked that BET office, I promise you, my bank account was in overdraft. And I was like, Lord, I don't know what's happening. You said, like I said, you gave me the thumbs up. But then within a week or so of that edit test, I was told to, keep coming back to BET, working full time. And I've been with Paramount, the network, ever since. And so, that faith is always what makes it easy for me, because even when stuff is rough, even when it doesn't look like it's going to work out, I know what I've been promised and I know what I've been told. And I'm able to lean on that just from a spiritual perspective, because like I said earlier, it may not come in the time you want it, but that doesn't mean that it's not coming.
Ooh, come on, somebody. Hey. You're really preaching like to my life today, because I feel like in a similar season where like I'm ready or kind of already have like taken that like jump or shift, and it's scary. Like I think that in this industry in particular, like I can remember coming out of college or even in college, and like how like just the way that the entertainment industry or like journalism is set up, how jobs are so like low paying, like when you're first coming into it, like you literally, like there were some roles like I literally couldn't afford to work there. Like how crazy does that sound? Like I could not afford to earn a paycheck from there, or I could not afford to work. Like it's it's wild. And I think that like especially for Black folks in particular, folks who come from underrepresented backgrounds, like it's not as simple as like, just taking an unpaid gig or what have you. It takes, like you said, a lot of faith and like just clarity and focus to like bring that in. So speaking of clarity, how do you, like you mentioned, like just kind of hearing and like holding on to that voice, like knowing what God said and like what God has promised, how do you like, or in that moment, or when you are facing other challenges, how do you like quiet that chatter in your mind, or like the fear thought to be like, okay, like I know that this is it and I just got to cling to it?
Those thoughts be loud, don't they? They just be.
I wish I could turn it down.
I just wish I had like a little. I wish I had like a little knob or something just to like, all right, let's mute this down a little bit. It's being honest is tough. It's tough. There's a couple of things that I've done that or that I go back to that kind of help me check back in. Whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, I know my triggers, or not even my triggers. I know my symptoms. And so even if I can't identify immediately, like, oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, I know what overwhelm me does. And so I'll kind of like check off flags like, oh, wait, oh, I'm doing this. Hold on. Wait, I'm doing this too. And so separately, they may not mean anything, but A plus B plus C equals, all right, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm able to kind of be aware of my flags. Also, I apologize for all these sirens because I do live in Newark.
No, there is an owl hooting in the back. I don't know if you've heard it.
I didn't even hear that. See?
In the background, I'm like, what is this thing? Like, it is like...
And you don't notice none of the sounds until you're on camera recording something. Then everything want to make a noise all of a sudden, right?
Why is there an owl at 2:30 in the afternoon? Like, where...
With the hoot, 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 hoot.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Sorry. So, I know my flags. The way that I'm able to kind of ground myself back is definitely being in my word. And I'll be honest, I'll be the first to admit I can do better with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really grateful for the foundation that I had growing up, because even the times where I may not necessarily crack open my Bible, I still have it really written upon my heart. And so I can still go back to like, all right, I know this verse says this. I know this says that. Sometimes it's as simple as just taking time and just like shutting everything off. I'm really big on decompressing. I could have 4 or 5 people hitting my line, and if I just came home from a shoot, I will turn everything off, and y'all will just have to catch me when you catch me. Everybody from my family to my best friends to even women I've been in relationships with will tell you that Jarred is not the easiest to get a hold of. And part of that is it's intentional, because everything that I do, I try to pour out. And when you don't have anything left, you never want to pour from a place of well, I'll put it to you as simple as possible. If you have nothing and you pour out, then the only thing you're giving is negative. Either you're left with negative or you're giving negative. And so I never want to be in that place. So if I feel like I'm tapped out, everything else around me will be tapped out as well. So being aware of my flags, being very conscious of my energy, and the word, as well as listen, sometimes it's just like playing some gospel music whenever I can. And I know I'm making this very churchy.
No, this is what this is for.
Yeah, it's real. Like I will quickly put on a gospel playlist before a meeting. Quickly put on something when I get home from a shoot, or even leading into a shoot if I'm ever nervous. I've learned to lean into my nervousness, which is a cool thing that sucks but works. Because there's never been anything that I've been nervous about that hasn't been beneficial, and not that it's always worked out, but that hasn't been like worth it one way or another, either the lesson or the victory. So yeah, I can ramble on all day for those, but those are a few of the things that I try to keep in place.
I love that. I'm gathering like my little tidbits from you. So God is a creative and lean into your nervousness. I'm taking those two.
Listen, I could talk about the lean into your nervousness, because that is like my talk about putting something on a t-shirt. Like that's one of them. Because I definitely suffer from imposter syndrome. I definitely will second guess myself. I'm constantly put into rooms based on just the roles that I do, and like I said, the range of roles that I do, where there's people that may know more than me, or that don't think I know as much as I do know. We old, but we ain't that old. And so to walk onto certain sets where I may be one of the youngest people, but one of the most senior in charge, it's easy to start to doubt yourself with things. Or just remember the first time I took on like a 500K project. Like, it's like, all right, I'm about to take this project on. When they're about to give me all this money and trust me with this, can I really pull this off? But like I said, anything that makes me nervous means that I'm growing. If you're not being stretched, then you're being stagnant. And I'll take being nervous or feeling nervous because I'm being stretched over just being complacent and stagnant any day of the week.
I love that. You're not being stretched. You're not growing. That's real. Speaking of growth, you have had some exciting growth recently, where L2C Studios just celebrated 7 years. I think
7 years. Number of completion, we're closing. No, we're not. But 7 years. Shout out to L2C. Let me show the merch off.
Oh, okay.
Little razzle dazzle. You can't see my face, so I'm gonna turn it back around. But yeah, we celebrated 7 years. And I never would have thought or seen back in 2016, when I was struggling and driving Uber to be able to, make ends meet, that I'd be in, that the company would be where it's at today. There's still a lot that I see for it. There's still a lot that we still have to do. But I mean, yeah, it's been a blessing. We got Webby Awards, we got Shorty Awards, we got some real recognition, which is a blessing.
That is a blessing. Shout out to Money Bags out here with the firm and everything. Tell me, like, what is your, I guess if you had these 7 years, what do the next seven look like for you? And
Well, listen, don't want to put favor in a box. But I think that there's a few things that I want to do the next 7 years. Within the next 7 years, I would like to transition from just being more of a production, from being just a production partner to being more of a creative agency. Um, that's something that's already kind of in the works now. And so a lot of brands will reach out to us and we kind of do a little bit of both, where they'll come with an idea and we bring it to life. But eventually we want to also be able to go out to brands with our own ideas and bring those to life as well. So that's one thing that's definitely, I believe is going to happen within the next 7 years, as well as focusing on more narrative work as well. Once again, I want to create memories and create feelings for like an audience. And branded content is cool, but at the end of the day, you're selling something through narrative, and whether that's short films or longer form films. Want to be able to kind of tell stories unapologetically.
I love that. I love that. I think as you said that something is popping up for me. How do you like manage? I feel like as a creative person, or when you work in one particular thing and you're like, okay, this is what I do like for a living, like my 9 to 5 or whatnot, but I have this thing that like I'm good at, I want to start bringing. How do you do that now? Like when I could imagine, or like you said already, your schedule is like bananas and whatnot. So how do you make time for like the narrative film, or if there are other ventures that like you're wanting to start tapping into?
Completely transparent, I'm still figuring it out.
That's okay.
Still figuring it out. There's a couple of layers to it and things that I'm trying out. It's particularly a little difficult for me because outside of just my production company, like I still do, quite honestly, what I do full time as well. So it's like I have two jobs that I'm balancing. I work full time for Paramount and work with BET, MTV, VH1, all of them, and that's my 9 to 5, being an in-house DP, director, producer at times, like all of that, as well as with my production company. I do all of those things as well as executive produce and bring on and kind of manage larger projects. And so those are two full-time jobs, and finding the time to be able to shift and kind of move in the direction that I feel like I need to. It's been interesting. Like I said, I'm still figuring it out. Some of it is as simple as bringing on an assistant to help me manage my time, and trying to like really just take back as much time and energy as I can, so that way I can reinvest it back into myself and my business.
That's real. Reinvesting. I like that. I think that's something like just in life in general, I'm learning like you kind of plant these seeds along the way, and like to expect for it to happen like immediately or instantaneously, like that's just not real. It's not real. I had to learn it like in my like health and fitness journey, and like having a home now, and like other things. Like it just don't work that way as much as I wish it could.
Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be so nice if it worked that way? Yeah. Listen, you can plant everything that's planted. It's gotta be watered. You gotta have patience. It's going to take a whole lot before you might even see a sprout. But the beautiful thing is, you never know how high it'll grow. So
yeah. We talked a lot about your faith and like now, like what you want to grow. What is God hearing from you these days? Like, what are you praying about, hoping?
What are my prayers? Let's see. There's a few. Like I said, everything's through gratefulness. Any prayer that I start, as soon as I wake up, most days, some days my phone catches me first.
Amen. It'd be like that.
But listen, I'm gonna be honest and transparent. But every time that I pray, it always starts with gratefulness. Even when I'm getting no's, being honest, like the last couple of weeks have been really interesting because got a phone call.
You're
And I thought
good.
everything was on mute. I'll start that over again. Being honest, the last couple of weeks have been interesting because there's been a lot of our name, and when I say our, I mean my business has been in a lot of rooms, and we've been giving a lot of opportunities to present, but we haven't heard a lot of yeses. Mm-hmm. And so it's a blessing to be asked to present or to bid on something or to once again, your name is out there enough. But it still stings a little bit and sucks to hear a no. And even through all that, I'm still grateful. Like I said, I'm grateful for every yes. I'm grateful for every no. Because I'm just really confident that anything that's for me is for me. And if it ain't, it ain't. And so I'm okay with the no's. It just means it wasn't for me or not for me at this time. So yeah, other than that, my number one prayer ever since I was a kid has always been just for discernment. I never want to step out of line. I never want to move too slow or too quick. It's always been for discernment. And being 30 now, probably will be 31 by the time this comes out. I'm really grateful for that gift because it saved me from a lot of mess. And I continue to pray it because I'm hoping it saves me from some mess in the future.
That's real. That's real. That discernment is clear. First of all, happy early birthday. I was going to say that earlier on. Like, I know it's Aries season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Turning 31 on Monday.
Ooh, Monday. Very soon. Very soon. How we celebrating? We out to Cabo?
We taking the PJ out. No. I'm actually going to, I ain't there. I wish. It's going to be real chill. It's going to be real chill. Okay. I have literally nothing planned, like nothing planned. But I think it's, once again, being in this season of transition, I think that's a little bit intentional without even realizing it. Unintentionally intentional. Yeah. But yeah, I like to, I think I'm just going to take some time to just once again, take in where I'm at and, just listen into where I'm supposed to go.
That's real. That's real. You talked a lot about with your career, your faith and all, but what else are you looking to add to your life? You're turning 31 in a couple of days. So yeah, what else are you looking to add?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the moment that you enter your 30s, and especially considering that I'm the oldest out of my siblings, my parents have already been on me heavy, cool, this career stuff is cool, but what's up with the family? What's going on there? And I'm happy to announce that everybody can relax.
Yo, you happy? I was gonna be like, oh my God, is he engaged? He got
nope.
a baby on
everybody can just relax. Ain't nothing on the way. Y'all can just all chill. It's there's plenty of things that I want to do. Between family is really big to me in general, just my family, as well as one day I'd want to start my own. It's just not honestly, it's just not my focus at this point because I just know there's so many things that I still want to do. It's still semi-business related, but I really do value giving back to my community, to folks that look like me, that may not have had the same opportunities that I've had. I always like to leave the door open for somebody behind me, and I try to get as many people in as possible. And so mentorship, as well as training and, being able to educate other folks is something that is really, really important to me and that I want to lean into a bit more. And let me see, other things besides faith and video. That's really it. It's those are kind of the areas I'm focusing.
I love that. That's enough. Faith, video, family.
Yeah, family, faith, video, family. Ooh, it's there.
Okay, that's reminding me of from The Best Man. What is it? Lance with his faith, family.
Faith, family, football.
Yes, you got your.
I know, that's where I was pulling it from. I was going to do faith, filmmaking, family, but I was like,
let's go with it. Let's go with
faith, family, filmmaking. It's cool. The book is in the works.
Okay.
It's in the works.
Okay.
You know.
I hope it's not another little Harper situation going on.
Hey, I hope it ain't either.
No unfinished business then.
No unfinished business part 1 or 2, please. Lord have mercy.
Jarred, before we get out of here, is there anything else that you want to make space for today?
Oh man. What else do I want to make space for? You know, I think it's really important to make space for imperfections. Mm-hmm. And so I want to be very clear that even though, you know, got this nice little camera set up, the lighting is good, Nina's asked me all these amazing questions to make it seem like I really know what I'm doing in life.
He does.
There is a lot that I still don't know. There's a lot that I still fail on. There's a lot that of rooms that I'm only in because of favor. And there's a lot that I still need to figure out and still need to grow into. And so, I always want to leave room or space to just be transparent in those like imperfections. And if there's anyone that's listening or watching this or whatever, and you feel like, dang, like stuff ain't just working out, or like, why am I at this point? Or, it's just not happening yet. That's okay. And once again, it may not happen when you want to. That doesn't mean it's not going to. And a lot of times it happens when you least expect it. Like I said, I was hundreds of dollars in overdraft. And it wasn't like a week or two where it wasn't working out. It was months. Mm-hmm. That fear and that doubt is natural. And if we didn't doubt, and if we didn't have fear, then there would be no reason to have faith. Mm-hmm. And so whenever you have those moments, always lean into faith, because I promise you it will always guide you through.
Ooh. Come on. That is a perfect closure to this. Jarred, I have to just say, like, for the audience, whoever's going to listen to this, like, this is literally my first episode of like recording this. And I had this idea for like a while, and it took a minute for like the name to come to me and all. I went through like 10 different iterations of things. And you were the first person that I reached out to do an interview. And he responded like practically right away and was like, just count me in. And I was like, oh my God, is this for real? Like, it's happening. So I just have to thank you tremendously for your graciousness and like the generosity of your time. And God got something on you. So thank you, for your expertise, for your time today, and for taking a leap of faith with me too.
Well, listen, God's got something on you too. Kindred spirits, I can see it. But no, I am extremely grateful that I even came to mind, and grateful that you made space for me to be able to share some of my story and some of the things that I've gone through and my perspective on things. And I'm really excited to see where this endeavor, where this platform goes and where it grows to. And I'm once again honored that I was able to help, kick it off.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back real soon with another episode of A Space for You. Until then, stay blessed, stay safe, and much love.